Hello and welcome back guys to an F1 manager video. Today we're starting our series of being an F1 manager in the F1. We've got Enzo Fittipaldi and Van Dorn as our teammates. And we currently want to get some affiliate drivers into the team, as we want some other drivers that we can use for the future. For example, like Paul Aaron, as he doesn't have an affiliate team at the moment, so we'll like to recruit him. We'll get rid of the generated drivers that the game's already given us, which is actually costing a lot of money to terminate their contract. So it's not the best. I wish the game just started off with zero affiliates, but it is what it is. We're going to get Paul Aaron as one of our affiliate drivers, as he's a young driver that doesn't have an academy. We accepted a counter offer. That'll be done in 7 days. So Paul Aaron could be a new affiliate driver. We're going to get Leonardo Fornaroli as one of our other affiliates. He's a young F3 driver who could come into the team. Also get Lawrence Van Hopen as one of our academy drivers. into the team. We'll immediately sign him for this season. We'll give him a decent paycheck and give him a starting signing bonus. We have Van Hopen as our academy driver now, so he's going to be part of our academy. We'll scout Abby Pulling and probably make her an academy driver as well. We're also going to make Charlie Wirtz academy driver and put him on the academy roster. Give him 3 seasons as an affiliate, and we'll up the amount he gets paid and change his breakout multiplier, and we'll give him a starting signing bonus as well and do an immediate deadline on it as well. His contract is accepted, so we got a new academy driver of Charlie Wirtz. We've got to get 9th or above in this save for our team, as we need to get some points occasionally in our lineup. I mean, we don't have the best partnering pair to go off at the start, Stoffel Van Dorn and Enzo Fittipaldi, so they're going to have to get some work into them. We'll start upgrading the car, as we would like to have some car parts developed. We'll do like 4 upgrades on the car to get ready for probably about the Australian Grand Prix, maybe a little bit later. We'll develop high performance speed, as it will be better for fast tracks, for high speed straights. It'll be a good shot for Suzuka to come on, or if we make it lower, we'll probably be on for Suzuka. We'll do intense as well. That'll be on way quicker, the side pods, so that'll be good for us. We'll do a front wing upgrade as well onto the car to get that going. We'll do high speed performance as well, just like one of the other upgrades. Do another rushed upgrade, and we'll do the final upgrade, which will be a chassis upgrade. Get some development into the car. We'll do a tenths on that. And now we've got 4 upgrades going, so those will be on, all of them will be on by Suzuka. So we should be good with that. We're going to go with the contract of Serpent to get that as our sponsor with Ferro Energy. We'll confirm that. Now we're going to put them onto the car. Okay, now the car's all customized, so we're ready to do our sponsor plan. We're going to do race engineer interview as our main sponsor plan, so we'll get that going. For Enzo Fittipaldi, we'll make him finish 21st or higher. And for Stoffel Van Dorn, we'll also make him 21st or higher.
F1 is back, ladies and gentlemen, and the grid is set to grow. A new season is upon us as Formula One returns to the Middle East, ready to kick things off here in Bahrain. But change is afoot.
or change their car setup to get that as right as possible. I'm just ordering them randomly as I don't know where they're going to actually head to. So I'm just going to guess that that could be it. Same with Stoffel Van Dorn.
Our weekend.
We're just fixing their setups right now. Just getting them in the zone as close as possible.
Green light now.
We're going to go out for our first lap of qualifying here on a new set of softs.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, loud and clear.
Radio check. Radio check. Radio is good.
Loud and clear. Prepare for the lap.
Copy.
We no longer need any lift off for fuel.
Copy.
And we can push forward last corner.
Put them on full deploy and full speed to get them as high as we can in the grid. As we hoped that we can beat some teams today. We probably won't beat too many teams, possibly could get to Q2. But I doubt it considering our drivers are quite low rated. Most likely, at least one of these drivers will be out of the seat next season. Van Dorn's pretty much a guarantee that will take him out of the car. And Enzo Fittipaldi, it depends on how well he does against Van Dorn. If Enzo beats Van Dorn, then we'll probably keep Enzo Fittipaldi. But if he doesn't, we'll probably bin him off too, and we'll have two fresh drivers for the next season. They're currently both setting green sectors, which is expected as they haven't done a lap yet, so there's nothing to compare it to. They're currently pretty close to finishing their laps. Hopefully they can finish as high as possible, which would be ideal, but we'll see how things go. Enzo does a 1:33, and Van Dorn does much better than Enzo. So Enzo's going to have to go back out again for sure. And Van Dorn's done a decent lap. That can get him started. I'll just get them back into the pits. Skip the tutorial. We'll just simulate to the end of the session when things happen. Enzo Fittipaldi currently at the bottom and Van Dorn in 18th at the moment. We're not expecting too much out of this qualifying session, but hopefully we can do something.
Watch for cars on pit exit. Mode out, mode out.
Copy. Watch your mirrors.
Getting them ready for their first laps of qualifying, or the second lap of qualifying, as they're getting close to the next part of the track.
We need to slow down.
Pause time so we can quickly change all these settings on both cars. So Stoffel and Enzo both ready to go. We'll see if we can get any through to qualifying too. I doubt it, but we'll see how it goes. They're both a bit more confident with their setups now, so they'll be able to go a fair bit faster over this lap. As Renault, well, is now formed of Alpine, so we're sort of with Alpine at the moment. So we might use some of their drivers if we need to, if we're not looking good with our drivers. So there is a possibility that we could take Ocon or Gasly from them, but at the moment we're not, as we got a new team of Enzo and Van Dorn. Next season there's a guarantee to be at least one driver change in our lineup, and possibly two depending on how Enzo goes. As Enzo's about to cross the line, he puts in a 1:32.2, which gets him further up, and Van Dorn's currently into Q2 if things stay the way they are. But we got a couple drivers that will be going over the line to dispatch our times. As we got Bottas, who's next to cross the line. See if he can get in a 10th improvement to improve over us. He doesn't. Ocon next, as Ocon's about to cross the line. See if he can get in a 10th improvement. And he can. So we're out in Q1, both of our drivers, Van Dorn and Fittipaldi. So we'll have to sit with that, as Magnussen and Sargent are yet to come over the line. Sargent's going into the pits, so he's done. And Magnussen's going over the line. We'll see how many people Enzo can beat. And it's not going to be enough. Even if Ocon didn't improve, Magnussen improved by enough So we're out in 18th and 21st in the first qualifying. We're well clear of Sargent, as Sargent was on a 3.4 second difference from the top time, was where we were 2.6 on Enzo Fittipaldi. Max Verstappen topped the session over Sergio Perez and Norris, as you would expect with the top few. Not sure about Perez, as Perez probably wouldn't qualify that high, but he did actually get second in the race earlier this year. But currently, in his current form, he probably wouldn't. We got 18th with Stoffel and 21st with Enzo. We'll hope that can change and Enzo can be beating Van Dorn later into the season. We'll see how things go. If Enzo can't beat Stoffel, then we'll probably go for 2 new drivers for next season. I'm eyeing off Ricardo as a possibility of a driver who we could go for. And the other driver would probably be someone from our academy. Maybe Paul Aaron, if I can get him on board, as he didn't accept the first one. So we're going to have to try something with that. We currently don't have any F2 drivers, so we're definitely going to need to do something with that. But in the race, we're just going to hope that we can get anywhere around 16th or 17th with either driver. Currently, it's not looking good for one of them.
Floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain.
Just set them to full attack at the start of the race, as we want to get as many positions as we possibly can. With the strategy, we're probably going to go soft, medium, softs with Enzo, and we'll do soft, mediums with Stoffel, as it's better to start on the softs in this race, as we're able to push fast and get as much as we can out of it. And we'll do the saving later on in the race. We're definitely not simulating, as that would defeat the purpose of this.
You're witnessing a new chapter in Formula One as 11 teams line up on the grid. Zhou Guanyu will know exactly what's expected of him in this race.
Starting in 20th, the points are a long way off. Can they get a good start here and push for a respectable finish?
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. This is it. 22 cars on the grid. It's lights out and away we go.
Off we go for the race. We'll just start setting up how our drivers are going to attack. We'll put him on high aggression as well as Stoffel. Both of them on high aggression to get overtakes at the start of the race, as Enzo is looking to overtake Sargent and Joe, and he has. He's going around the outside of Bottas. It's quite slow into the first turn, there's not much going on. We got Stoffel up into 17th, so both drivers have gained positions off the starting. We've gained it on another Renault engine team of Gasly. And Enzo's gotten both Bottas and Joe, so the kick's out is off the start. As we hope that we can make as many positions as possible, but we're going to have to keep them as well. As currently no one at the back of the grid is using mediums, so we're all on softs. I probably shouldn't have put on the
We need to get these guys the last
helping thing, because that's quite annoying and it's made us skip practice 1, 2 and 3. Otherwise we would have had better qualifying laps, but it is what it is. It won't be the same for the next race, so I'll be able to fix that. As Van Dorn and Fittipaldi are doing pretty well off the start. Not chewing their tyres down too much, as other drivers are also on 96% on the tyres and some are on 95. Hoping Van Dorn can keep up with Magnussen here, as we might put him a little faster on the tyres, as we do want to make sure we keep up with Magnussen and ahead. Stoffel's starting to lose touch of Magnussen ahead. Well, we're currently doing decently in this race, as we're looking to push ahead as far as we can. Enzo Fittipaldi made a move on the other Renault engine team of Gasly and Alpine, as currently their other driver sits ahead of us quite a little while, as we may get Enzo Fittipaldi to go in front of Van Dorn if he's fast enough, as Van Dorn isn't quite keeping up with the cars ahead. Enzo's on currently at the moment more percent of tyres. He's got less worn tyres on his car, because he's able to sit behind Van Dorn. Got Magnussen's dropping from the pack ahead, as now he's well behind and he's looking to get overtaken by Van Dorn. We'll just put him on lower on tyres.
Okay.
Don't want him to chew up the tyres too much, so we'll let him sit with that. Probably shouldn't have put the tutorial on, because it is kind of annoying me a fair bit, as I'll slow down on the fuel usage.
Suggest to try a little more lift off.
Yeah, copy. Copy. Copy.
We'll start to put the tyres on less chewing, as we are chewing the tyres a bit quicker than I would like. As Van Dorn makes a move on Magnussen, the old McLaren driver making a move on the S driver,
No overtake.
as Enzo Fittipaldi's getting quite close to Magnussen now. He's looking to make a move. So it looks like we've qualified lower than where we should be on the grid. So it's good signs for us in future qualifying, as Magnussen makes the move on Van Dorn.
I know it's difficult, but keep focus.
And Enzo puts a move on Van Dorn. Good stuff from Enzo, proving his worth at the team, as he's looking to keep his seat for next season. And if he doesn't do better than Van Dorn, he's definitely going to be out of the team. But he's currently doing better than Van Dorn, as he's done better in the race, and he's not chewing his tyres as much and getting good pace out of it, so that's good for us. We'll put them on neutral use, and these annoying tutorials keep going. Put them both on neutral so they don't use too much ERS. We've got some radio comms from Van Dorn, so it's good. Got something out of him. As Enzo is currently chasing down the other drivers. Currently just leaving in the drivers being able to attack each other, as it would be good for development of the driver to fight each other. As it's currently we haven't held each other up, so we're still chasing Magnussen down, who's in the Haas.
Yeah, copy.
Currently Van Dorn's chasing Enzo Fittipaldi down as they fight each other for position. But Enzo's got the better of Van Dorn and is able to keep his position. There's a bit of a gap building between Alonso and Norris currently in the race, as Sainz and Norris are battling, as well as Russell and Hamilton. There's a fair bit of a gap building up between ourselves and Magnussen now, as Van Dorn goes down the inside on Enzo Fittipaldi and makes a position. Enzo looking for a move on Van Dorn and is able to make the move. Stick as he goes out the corner, currently side by side with each other, as Van Dorn's able to get ahead for a little bit, as Enzo is able to pull away with traction out of the corner. They currently battle each other and kind of holding each other up, as now they're getting too far with it. We'll tell Van Dorn not to make a move on Enzo, as we'll let Enzo get past and hopefully they won't hold each other up. And Fittipaldi has the better tyres as well, so it'd be preferable for him to be ahead rather than Van Dorn. If Van Dorn's chewed his tyres a bit more than we would like. Mainly because he was a bit slow at the start, so we had to get going.
Yeah, copy.
When you can, update on higher status.
We'll get Enzo to push a bit more just to get his way ahead of Van Dorn and to pull away from these cars behind of Bottas and Sargent.
We no longer need any liftoff for fuel.
Copy.
Speed up and get through this part of the track. So currently starting to pull away a little bit from Bottas and the crew behind. So we'll lower the amount of fuel and tyres we chew.
Yeah, copy.
we'll allow each of them to fight each other now, as we just, well, need some experience from the drivers, so if they fight each other, it probably wouldn't be a worse thing.
Currently on target with tyres.
Copy.
Sergeant's had a
Let's see
spin
what
out
happened.
of his car.
Things were going smoothly. Whoa, and around they spin. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
Sergeant having a little spin there by himself. As he spins away, and Van Dorn and Enzo Fittipaldi battle each other. As now we've got a bit of a gap to Bottas and Gasly, as they're quite far behind. And so's Joe and Sargent. Joe and Sargent being quite far back as well, 4 seconds behind Bottas and Gasly. As our drivers are now 8 seconds off of Ocon and Magnussen and that crew.
How are the tyres?
I made a big mistake.
And Enzo Fittipaldi's had a spin, his first
And
spin
then
in
the car
F1.
just goes. In the end, just a helpless passenger.
Not the most ideal thing, as now we're
Just
probably
like
going to
that.
have worse tyres out of that. Crew not very happy about it either. His tyres are slightly worn more. We might look for an undercut on some other drivers by going early, so we'll push these tyres
Copy.
as much as we can.
We can get after them.
We'll push his tyres as much as we can to get as far as we can with those tyres. We'll get him to box this lap for a new set of mediums. Get him going.
So box.
We'll get Van Dorn to come in the lap after for a new set of softs.
Box. Box this lap.
Keep pushing. Anything can still happen. We need to start to protect these rear tyres.
Copy.
We need to slow down.
Copy.
So we need one step more management.
Copy.
Enzo Fittipaldi's sitting behind Joe at the moment. Not doing too much. He hasn't been overtaking or anything. Put it at 2 times speed just to see how things go. Van Dorn's right now in clear air behind Bottas with his new softs, as Bottas is on new, fresher mediums. Not too fresh though, as they're already 82% worn. With Sargent ahead, who's on 82% worn tyres as well. As Enzo Fittipaldi makes a move on Joe, going up into 21st place. As now there's 22 cars on the grid, which means that we've got more places to fulfill. Seems like RB are double stacking right now, as they seem to be going with each other. Don't know why they took them in the same lap, but they did.
Gasly 4 seconds ahead. Car behind is Joe.
Joe making a move on Enzo Fittipaldi as he goes up into 21st place. Currently, we would just hope Enzo can just stay behind Joe and make some positions, if possible, as they're both on mediums, Joe on the more on mediums, so he should be able to keep up, which at the moment he doesn't seem to be. Currently just zooming through this is, well, a decent speed where we can still watch it, but we also passing through time quicker, just to get it caught up to the action, as we currently don't have any action going on with our teammates. We'll get into more action as we go through the career mode, as we should end up at the top at one stage. So hopefully we can become a championship winning team at Renault. It'd also be good if Alpine did well, as they're a partner team with Renault as well. Van Dorn currently behind Bottas, who's on used mediums. As they're getting close to each other now on the track. Van Dorn will look for a move up into the turn and makes it. Gets a successful move on Bottas in the kick Sauber. Bottas regaining that place that he had on Van Dorn, as Van Dorn looks for a move on Bottas, but doesn't. Just going to get Van Dorn to push a bit more so he gets out of DRS range of Bottas, as now he seems to be clear. He's going to burn his tyres a little bit here to get himself ahead. Going to push Enzo Fittipaldi to get his way ahead of Joe, as we want him to be pretty clear of him as well. almost lapped right now, Enzo Fittipaldi, as he's just behind Zhou, who's got a front runner right behind him of Max Verstappen. So soon we'll be lapped, and Enzo Fittipaldi will be able to burn more fuel. As Van Dorn sits quite clear of Bottas now, as he's up by a second and a half on Bottas, and is chasing Sargent down as quick as he can. As Zhou's now fallen 5 seconds behind Enzo Fittipaldi, probably because of a front runner who's catching up as he has been lapped.
No overtake. Mode charge.
Perez coming into the pits for a pit stop. Going on to a new set of tyres, a new set of mediums for him, as Enzo Fittipaldi gets slowed down by the front runners. It's a couple of them to go, so he's going to have to let them through as well. As we got Leclerc behind, who's got to be let through. And then we got Piastri and Norris not long after as well, who are going to also have to be let through. Not the greatest debut for Fittipaldi, but he's done decently for us, as he's not the very back. He's going to have to let both McLarens through, and does so. Has a pretty great margin to Zhou, so he's well clear of him, as long as he doesn't spin or anything. Van Dorn has Max Verstappen behind him now, so he's going to have to let him through, which will get him close to Gasly, as they're catching up quite rapidly.
Blue flag.
And he's got the Alpine of Gasly approaching him from behind, as Gasly's on fresher softs, on 59% worn softs.
Your feedback on tires.
Yellow flag ahead. I think Perez has done something, possibly. Yeah, Perez locked up and turned 4.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now this is Sergio Perez. Things look fine here. The wheels just lock up there. Now they did leave it very late.
In front of you is Gasly. Keep focus, everything can happen, keep focus. You're doing well on tires.
Joe behind. We can get them back.
Let's go flat out, flat out. Okay, we cool the rear. No more management needed. Bottas boxed. Box, box, box.
We're pitting Van Dorn now for a pit stop as he's going onto the mediums.
Sorry.
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
Track is clear.
We've got a pit issue, unfortunately. The rear left tyre there, it slowly came off. And so we'll get Van Dorn up to speed.
Bottas in front.
Okay, so box, box.
Box and lap.
And you can push.
Hit me.
The next one is Joe. "13 laps to go this time."
We've now been lapped twice by Enzo Fittipaldi. So he's already down 2 laps on the front runners. Not a good race for him.
It's still longer to go. Let's get in. No lift off needed from our side. Overtake available. Don't give up.
Van Dorn on a fresh set of softs. Except he's actually out of the session, so that doesn't matter.
Stand by.
Enzo Fittipaldi can get a fresh set of softs. to go on to his last stint.
Pit lane.
It's basically the end of the race here, so had a poor first race to start with, as we're now going to be lapped by quite a bit. So we're 2 laps down.
3 laps to go.
We're going to end under safety car, so we're going to end 2 laps down on Max Verstappen, as we have had a pretty poor race to start off with, and we have finished in P20 and DNF. So last of the running cars and a DNF.
Sometimes I think you just have to accept that it's not going to be your race.
Max Verstappen wins over Leclerc and Norris. We come in P20 and a DNF, with Enzo Fittipaldi being the better of the 2 drivers, but over the race, Van Dorn was either on the better strategy or he was just better in the race. Constructors is led by Red Bull at the moment, and Ferrari tie on the amount of points, so it's Ferrari and Red Bull both on 29 points, McLaren 27, Mercedes 10 and 7 to Aston Martin. And no other teams scoring any points that race. We got 1 point in the pit stops challenge, in the fastest pit stops, so we got 1 point on the board for that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more racing content or managing content. Be tuned for the next episode, which will be in Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. See ya and goodbye.